On Saturday afternoon, a white terrorist opened fire, killing 10 people and wounding another 3 at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York. According to the Associated Press, 11 victims were black and 2 were white. D.L. Hughley is never afraid to hold his tongue when it comes to racially motivated tragedies like this, and he didn't hesitate to share his feelings. On Monday, Hughley reposted a thread that addresses the clear bias police officers seem to have when responding to white aggressors versus black ones. Today, we'll have our company hype analysts, Capone and Pierre, calling in to give their reactions to this tragedy. Pierre, I want to start with you first and just, come out the gate. What's your reaction when, seeing a white terrorist, I'm going to call him, leaving a scene so calmly from a situation after killing so many people? What are your thoughts and reactions to that?
Well, it was horrifying what he did. I actually saw the footage from his vest. I saw what he did and went into stores and all that. I thought it was horrifying. It was terrible, terrible. And even when he got to the white guy and he said, "I'm sorry," and he moved on, the white guy was cowering to him, "Please, no, please don't," and he powered. So, we know it's racially motivated. It was terrible. I mean, it was terrible what he did. There's nothing else I can say about that. It was just a horrible situation. I don't know how the arrest was made inside the store. I don't know. I wasn't there. None of us there. He could have went on his hands and knees, put his guns down, put his hands up. I don't know. I don't know how it was coming. So I can't speak on that. Now, we can speak from anger and say they should have just murdered. They should have run in there, just started gunning them down. Well, I mean, if that's what you want, that's what you want. Fine. I prefer him going to jail for 60 years and suffering and stuff instead of getting killed. It's over like that. To me, he doesn't suffer anymore. So I prefer him going to jail, and I'm happy that they pulled his ass out there and didn't shoot him and whatever. But I can't say it if I wasn't there. I just like Dylan Ruth when he went to that church. I wasn't inside the church and seeing what he did when the cops came in. If a person puts their weapons down and puts their hands up 9 out of 10 times, like that, they don't get shot. So, yes, have black people been shot before like that? Sure. I mean, sure. But we're not mass murderers either.
Right, and that's what I was going to ask you, Pierre, because I think, I don't think anybody is necessarily saying like, hey, we just want to see people killed, but there seems to be a clear difference when it is a black person versus a white person, no matter if they're putting the guns down, putting their hands up. He murdered, people while live streaming that to show like, hey, I thought about this, I thought this through, I carried it through, and I went to kill those people. So to see him walk away, does that not bother you at all?
Well, I mean, of course it does. If he kills some people, I don't care if it's black or white people. But if you kill everybody, let's say you shoot a whole room up, you put your weapons down, you get on your knees, put your hands behind your back, they won't shoot you. We're not majority of the time. Even black folks, they don't normally do that with, but if, again, I wasn't in the room. I wasn't in the store when when the cops came in. Now, if he has his gun, he's facing them and all that, yeah, blow his brains out. Sure, ain't no problem with that. If he's resisting arrest and stuff, shoot him. Hell yeah, shoot him. But he puts his weapon down, puts his hands up his knees. Again, I wasn't in the room. None of us was. None of these people in the comments were in that room, in that grocery store when those cops came in there. So we don't know how the arrest happened. We saw him come out being arrested, but we don't know what happened inside.
I don't know why it's surprising when it keeps happening all over and over and over and over again. You can put your hands behind your back. You can walk away and police will shoot you. Police are white supremacists. They have an agenda. We don't know what the agenda is, and they're protected. Everybody knows they're protected, and that's it. They said, we don't have to know. They said that the man had the gun in his hand when police came there. For him to tell another white man, "I'm sorry," and walk away to shoot other people, man, come on. Enough is enough. It's been enough. We keep going through the same thing over and over again, and as long as they got the police and the government on their side, we're going to always lose. They will kill us at sight.
Right. Now, I agree. If he had a gun in his hand, he should be dead. I wasn't in the room. I don't know what's in the store. I wasn't in the store. But if he had a gun in his hand, yeah, they should have shot him. You're absolutely right. Well, but again, I don't know. If that's what they said, that's what they said. So he should have been killed.
Absolutely. Now, as I mentioned, D.L. Hughley did speak on this, so I want to read his tweet and then kind of get your reaction. So, Pierre, I'll start with you. But so D.L. Hughley, he says, "It's weird how police seem to fear for their lives more when they think a black dude has a gun than they do when they know a white dude has one." So, Pierre, I'll bring this back to you, and I know it kind of goes with, the previous question, but do you agree with D.L. Hughley that it seems that, some police officers seem to have this this fear when it's an unarmed black man as opposed to, an armed white man?
Sure. If they think we have a gun, You know, of course, that is absolutely ridiculous to shoot just because they think we have a gun. If a white man has a gun, especially if it's in his hand, then we should shoot, you know. But if he puts it down, just like if a black man puts a gun down, but a black man has a gun in his hand, they say, put that gun down. He puts the gun down and they still shoot him, and all hell should break loose, you know. So if you don't have the gun in your hand, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't be shot, black or white.
Absolutely. Capone, I want to bring that same question to you. Do you agree with D.L. Hughley? Do you think that, you know, there's a bias towards white people who are armed as opposed to black people who are clearly unarmed?
Of course. It's evident. It's been going on for years. And it's kind of like the same, like you said, the same question you asked earlier. They have, it's an order up above, and I don't care what anybody says, to kill us on sight. And the sad part about it is, even the president at one point said he would rather have clean streets as long as black people are not on there, and just arrest them on sight. I mean, so this has been going on for years and years, and it's going to keep going on because of the hatred that they have towards us. There's something about us that is well known, but you know, I can't just blame white people because black people kill black people. But this is definitely something from a higher above to take us out.
And a lot of times black people kill each other because they had a relationship with each other. Beginning, no matter what the relationship was, white folks kill black people just on premises of being fearful and registered. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. You know, I can escape a black man shooting me most likely if I ain't got no beef or no problem with him. But white folks, you don't know what they're gonna do. You know, they walk into a store, they pissed off everybody, you know, just us as a people, and shoot the whole store up. That's total difference and crazy madness.
Yeah, it is. And I honestly, you know, when I saw the footage, you know, I had to hear it, you know, try to turn it off because it's so overwhelming to see the same thing happening over and over and over again. It's quite ridiculous. But just to move us forward, Capone, I want to come back to you. You know, you mentioned that this has been an issue for a while. As we know, you know, of course, with social media, we're able to see it a lot more. But do you think there's any clear solutions to situations like this? Do you think there's anything, you know, that can be put in place as we move forward to kind of move us out of this, you know, system?
Well, it's not fair, first of all. Police got constitutional rights that are not the same constitutional rights as regular people. And they can use every excuse possible before they are found guilty. Oh, my life was threatened. I thought he had something. All of these excuses are in their amendment of being a cop. Unfortunately, you barely know your own constitutional rights to know the constitutional rights of a police officer. And they are different. I know many cops that tell me that they are different. And 9 times out of 10, when they kill a black person, per se, they're going to get off because of their rights.
Pierre, I want to bring that same question to you. Do you think there's any clear solutions?
Well, I respect Brother Capone, but let's talk about the dude. Damn the cops. Let's talk about the dude, white people killing us, you know, doing that kind of stuff for me. What's crazy was, what I didn't appreciate was he posted a manifesto or something 2 days earlier about how he felt. And social media didn't do anything about it. I can't put a nipple or ass cheek on my page without getting blocked or without being stopped at the moment I put it on. You know, this goes against our thing. So for that white boy to put that on there and give a clue that he's a little nutty and no one ran to his house or found out, that's the first thing. If you put stuff on social media, and that kind of killing and not liking blacks or Jews or whoever you don't like, that should be the first red flag. Boom. Don't worry about an ass cheek or somebody doing a twerk or something like that with social media worries about so much. So that's one of the first things. Then it's also he is being taught that you're not born that evil at 8, as a child. You're not born that way. He was been indoctrinated because someone's putting his mind around his people. I think if you are living in a parent's home, you know, he probably was still at home. Parents got to have some responsibility too. If you don't know what kind of weapons your kids have or mentality they have in that house and they're in your house, you need to suffer consequences too. It can't be, I don't know what they were doing. Even with these young black kids with machine guns and AK-47s and they shoot other black men and the mother like, I didn't know what he had. well, you know what? You're responsible. So it's time for for these parents to go into these 15, 14, 16-year-olds' bedrooms, look up at everything you got, look at their social media. If they rapping and talking about killing other people, you will be responsible in some manner if your child goes out there and shoots and kills somebody. Enough of trying to blame a little kid who don't really give a damn at 18. You're a parent. You have a home. You have a job. You have more to lose or fearful than that little boy at 18 don't care and kills other people or whatever the case may be. So it's time for some of the solutions being the parents got to take some of them responsibility and go to jail or pay a hefty fine. And let's see how different that changes it.
Let me ask you this, Pierre. Would you want to see his parents, either go to jail or receive a fine in this situation?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's not about just that 18-year-old boy. He had to learn it from somewhere, be around something. And if he lives in a home, now if he's an adult, he's on his own, you can't really control it as a parent. But if he's in a household, your behind needs to monitor your children. Okay, they need to, if he's too grown, his ass shouldn't be in the house then if you can't monitor. But if he's in your home and you're a parent, and this is even for some of the parents that are listening to this right now, if you have a kid, a boy, a girl, and they 16, 17, whatever age they are, check their rooms. Check their life. Stop being so busy about your ass being on social media or partying and shaking your ass that you're not watching your children. Because by the time they're 14, 15, the streets done got them. You see them on videos. You see them on that. And it's time for them to start doing something. If not, you're going to suffer the consequences if your kid kills somebody.
Absolutely. And I also agree with Tony Baker. Tony Baker said, I hope that they don't try to, claim mental health. Because like you said, he posted these things. These are things that he's thought of before this even happened. So I'm hoping that they don't try to pull that either. I think Tony Baker put it best. F out of here with all that. We're not doing no mental health. But, on a serious tip, definitely rest in peace to all those that were hurt, harmed, the ones that passed away. Our deepest condolence to their families. We're losing people as time just continues to go on. I know we just lost a fellow comedian, Marcus Combs. And, I just want to take the time to open the floor up for that as well, because, it's so much loss going on in the world right now. It's quite sad. I'll start with you, Pierre, if there's anything that you want to add as we close out.
Yeah, he's from my generation. A very funny, underrated comedian. For those who saw him know exactly what I'm talking about. Pedicure, manicure, pedicure. Let me tell you, I'm pretty confident in myself when I tell jokes and go on stage who I have to work with, who has to come behind me, or I got to come behind somebody. Let me tell you, he was one of the guys that made me nervous when he was in the pocket doing his thizzle. To follow him was monstrous. You better have your A+ game on, because he was coming with the heat, the fire. So he's definitely going to be missed. I've talked to him a couple of times recently, and it's just mind-boggling that we're falling out left and right. Young men, period, comedians, but young men in their 40s and 50s are dying left and right. We got to check our health out. I don't know what his health situation was, but we must. I just went and got my whole blood panel done. I do it every year. Black men, get your blood panel done all the way across, man, to see once a year. Just check, because women need us. Children need us. And don't let us go away because we didn't check our health. I'm not saying he did. I don't know his situation. I'm just speaking for the rest of us. Go get a blood panel every year, which I do, and just see how, where your cholesterol, where your liver, where your kidneys at, where social disease, whatever it is, your diabetes, stay on that.
Absolutely. Capone, I'll come to you as we close out. We just lost fellow comedian Marcus Combs. I want to, give you an opportunity to speak to that as well.
Marcus is one of my closest friends in this business. And trying not to really break down, because it hit me in shock. I talk to him quite often, and not only as a comedian, he was one of the realest brothers in the business. And as Pierre said, one of the guys that many couldn't follow. And it's beyond comedy for me and him. I'm talking about, we used to have talks about, because he was a chef just as well as I am. We used to brag about cook better. We had those conversations, and when fellow so-called comedians would have words to say about me, you couldn't say nothing bad about me when he was around. And I defend his honor the same way. I am in shock. And I'm hurt. And that's all I can say. That's all I can say about that. See, he was an incredible dude. Incredible. I'm gonna miss the hell out of him. I promise you, I'm gonna miss the hell out of him. He
was a real guy. And I'm sorry, but ain't too many men can make me cry. He was just that dude. And I'm still in shock. And prayers go out to his family.
Absolutely, and we love you and support you as well, Capone, and also his family and friends, because I know this isn't an easy one. I know that a lot of people are in shock, so I appreciate you being vulnerable and being open here with us. And thank you as well, Pierre, for sharing that as well. And again, I just want to send our condolences to every life that was lost, you know, every tragedy that, you know, is seen and unseen. You know, we want to send our condolences to those people and to those families. And again, I appreciate you all for calling and chiming in on this one. I know it's been a tough one, but I appreciate y'all for sticking it through with me. So you heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.